A damaging admission. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today I'm going to talk about something that's oftentimes called the damaging admission or the damning admission. There's a couple different ways that people refer to it, and there's a couple other phrases that they'll use, but I've heard it a lot more in recent years as the damaging admission. And it's the concept of, in your advertising, in your marketing, coming right out and admitting something. And oftentimes the more personal it can be, the better, but even an admission about the product itself, the problems or perceived problems with your products or services. So we're going to get into the details of what that is and why you would want to use something like that in your marketing. First, I wanted to remind you about brianjpombo.com, specifically the Amazon Proof Strategy session, which it really concerns. I'm a business strategist, so what I'll do is I'll sit down with people, oftentimes at a distance, oftentimes over the phone or over a video chat like Zoom, and we'll sit down and dissect your business, and it allows me to be able to get in there and see something you may not notice, something oftentimes really simple that we can switch or tweak that can make a huge difference in your business. Just a little tiny thing. It's like they say, big doors swing on small hinges, and one little tweak can make a huge difference in leverage on your business. And the Amazon Proof Strategy session is all about how to really beat out your competition, how you can make your competition completely irrelevant. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, go check out brianjpombo.com/Amazon. That link is in the description. Hey, I know my name is sometimes hard to spell and it's tough to remember such a long domain name, so go click on the link, okay? So let's talk about damaging admission, right? The whole concept behind a damaging admission is, like I said, it's to say something. Damaging is in quotes, okay? You don't really want to damage yourself or damage people's views of you, your products, your services. The idea is to say something that could be seen as being damaging, that could be seen initially as a negative. But it should not be something that's so bad that it's going to drive away your true consumer. And hopefully you're not selling anything, product or service, that has something so bad about it that if people found out would be driven away. If you've got something that you know, here's a great example. Here's something you can do, something you can walk away with. I want you to take your key product, that product that everyone loves when they get it, and I'm talking product or service, whatever you're dealing with. You take that, I'm going to say product just for the sake of brevity here. You take that product, and here's a couple things I'm looking for. I'm looking for when your favorite products, one of the ones that does the best, the one you either profit for or is a loss leader. It's something that brings people in the door. It's that thing that everybody loves, and I'm going to show you how you can sell more of them, okay? One simple process. I want you to send out an ad, whatever advertising has worked for you in the past. If you do YouTube ads, send out a YouTube ad. If you do newspaper ads, send out a newspaper ad. Whatever has worked up till now. But I want you to focus one ad on one thing, and I want you to focus on a negative. I want you to take a negative that anyone has ever come back at regarding that. You don't need to spin it and make it positive. It's not necessary. For example, one of the negatives, give you a really simple negative that this might apply to you. My services that I sell and my products that I sell are high end. They tend to be pretty expensive. If a person is not in the right frame of mind and not in the looking zone, or they don't trust me, they're not going to want to spend the amount of money that I'm charging. So I try to say that up front. I try to be open and honest about that as often as possible. Because will it drive people away? Absolutely. But it will drive the people away that shouldn't be looking in the first place. And it will, there's an interesting thing about damaging admissions. If it's true what the situation is, whatever the deal is with your product, if it's true, and it's not enough to kill the deal, and it's not enough to drive people away after they've already had it, then you will be attracting better clients as you're pushing away the bad ones, you're attracting the good ones, because they're thinking, I don't care about how much it costs. I don't care about that it does this, because that's not what I use it for. Whatever the issue is, you will drive away the people who would be offended by that or would want their money back, and you're attracting people who are for who it doesn't affect them. But there's an extra thing that gets added to it, and that's a special level of trust that comes along with you being open and honest. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, it's something that's always on my mind. It's something I wish I did more of myself, and I'm going to try to do more of. This is kind of a reminder to me as well as to you. But I pulled up this book, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Bettger. This is an awesome book. I think I've brought this one up before. It's one I can go back to over and over and over again. And it's an older book. It came out, I believe, in the 40s or something. Let me see here. 40s, 1947. The original version of this. Still reads great. You know, some of the language is a little bit old-fashioned, but it has some amazing quotes in here, and the reason why this still matters, and whether you're doing salesmanship or not, doesn't matter. If you're in business, you should read this book of any sort, because it talks about the principles. And one of these is the principle we're talking about today. And this was from chapter 14. And he had a great quote in here from George Matthew Adams. The wisest and best salesman is always the one who bluntly tells the truth about his article. He looks his prospective customer in the eye and tells his story. That is always impressive. And if he does not sell the first time, he leaves a trail of trust behind. I love that, trail of trust, right? A customer, as a rule, cannot be fooled a second time by some shady or clever talk that does not square with the truth. Not the best talker wins the sale, but the most honest talker. There is something in the look of the eye, the arrangement of the words, the spirit of the salesman that immediately compels trust or distrust. Being bluntly honest is always safe and best. It's blunt honesty that you want. It's not a trick. This isn't trickery. There's benefits to it. There's benefits to being honest. I'm not asking you to do it just because it's a benefit to you, but I'm saying the benefit outweighs any of the perceived fault in it. You really want to look at making damaging admissions as often as possible, because the honesty is what's most important about it. It's the fact that you're being so straightforward with people that people, even if people are offended by what you're saying, in a sense, that you would offer a product that's too expensive, that you would offer this or that has this defect, they'll be able to look past that, or at least the right ones will. And hopefully you're out there looking for the right ones. Hey, hopefully that's helpful to you. This is just a quick concept, little idea, little principle. We try and cover a principle, a strategy, or a tactic that you can run with right away. And this is one you can inject right into your marketing immediately. So I'd love to hear how it goes. Leave me a comment in a couple weeks after you try this out, or in a month, or whatever, however long it takes you to get your advertising out. You have a great night. We'll be back here tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.